Sanctuary, from the Latin sanctus, holy. It's a sacred place where someone who is being chased or hunted can find refuge and protection. How lucky we are that we can visit such a place where animals who have been chased, hunted, neglected, and abused by humanity can find a safe place for life, where all species can live with each other in peace, the way God perhaps intended, where the sun meets the vast sky, and the sky meets the trees, and the trees meet the earth, and the earth meets and cares for everyone who crawls, walks, lies, or lands on it. How lucky for Sweet Pea, the goat, Lily, the chicken, and Olly, the owl, who are here with us today, who, after a life of abuse and neglect by the hands of people, found their way to this magical place where they lived and died in peace.
Sweet Pea the goat was found abandoned in a muddy field in Simi Valley with her brother Domino as a newborn. Who would abandon baby goats to die in a field? And why? Before they were found, it looks like Sweet Pea suffered some sort of attack that ripped off most of her ear. Luckily, a student stepped up to bottle feed the baby goats and eventually donated them to a school farm in Reseda. The principal was terrified of Sweet Pea and eventually insisted that Sweet Pea had to go and never come back. So we took her. And because she was a bit of a rascal, she and her brother got their own pen where she would never be bothered by strangers again. She loved her life in the shade of a huge oak tree where her brother still lives with his friend the alpaca. She was finally safe from students who would sometimes taunt her, and she got treats daily now. Life was finally peaceful for her, including when she recently passed away. Rest in peace, sweet, Sweet Pea.
Lily the hen was the victim of years of breeding for cuteness, but not for health or longevity. She was very cute, all white and fluffy with crazy feathery feet. She looked like a Muppet from another realm, but she was fragile. She lived with a nice lady who meant well, but did not know much about chickens. When Lily lost her appetite, instead of taking her to a vet, the lady let her eat the only thing that appealed to her, mealworms. Unfortunately, mealworms are not a good substitute for a balanced diet, and certainly not a substitute for medical care. By the time the lady reached out to us about 2 birds that were having trouble breathing, it was too late to save Lily. Her crop was so infected and so full of undigested mealworms that she could barely breathe. The other bird, Lena, was luckier. She was suffering from pneumonia, but we managed to save her. Unfortunately, we could not save Lily. Rest in peace, sweet Lily. You deserved better from our species.
We don't know exactly why Olly died and fell into the property here at Kindred Spirits Care Farm, but there were no wounds and no clear sign of age or disease. Our fear is that he died as a result of eating a poisoned small animal. Neighbors around here, like most humans, put out rat poison to control the rat population, and innocent birds like Olly pay the price. People don't really care about them, if they live or die and how. They only care not to be bothered by animals who lived here way before them and call this place home. On behalf of our species, we are sorry, Olly. Rest in peace. This is your home.
As we tell the stories of Sweet Pea, Lily, and Olly, and honor them as the unique individuals they are, our thoughts are also with their brothers and sisters who were not that fortunate. Ursula, Carolina, Bartolomeo, Mercoledi, Pumba, Dorothy, Kruska, Crosta, and Spino, the 9 innocent pigs who lived at Cuore Sanctuary in Italy, and who were murdered on that cursed Wednesday of September 20th, 2023, by the authorities, who invaded their home with guns, trucks, and anti-riot gear for allegedly being sick. And the billions of other animals who are trapped, shackled, and abused as we speak in filthy factory farms, labs, slaughterhouses, and other hellish places of human vileness, unable to find sanctuary anywhere but in death. So on this day, we want to give them sanctuary in our hearts. It may not ease their suffering, soothe their aching bodies, and lift their broken spirits, but it might give them refuge, even for a few hours, refuge for their souls, knowing that good people are standing here for them and all over the world on a special day that is all their own, to remember them, speak for them, think of them, send them love, and vow to them that we will not stop until they are all free, until they find true sanctuary, like their brethren all around us, like Olly, Lily, and Sweet Pea. Let us all take a moment of silence to put them in our hearts and give them that sanctuary.